In some ways, I've come to find a peace with the world ending as we know it. It sounds weird, I know, but a slow decline into fascism mixed with ever increasing climate disaster seems inevitable at this point. By accepting it, I actually feel more prepared to begin building resilience in earnest, not just half assing it in the face of a world that might be okay. So I build, hoping to use my privilege to learn and cultivate that which I can share with others as community becomes primary above everything else. Yeah, that kind of hardcore community building sounds pretty terrible as a diehard introvert who'd really prefer to isolate alone, bunker style, if I had a lot less compassion and sense. But facing down the end of as soon as you need it delivery of anything you could ever want, ready access to all sorts of food in every season, all the time, relatively reliable utilities, and all the other amenities that make the US feel relatively comfortable is really scary. So I'm trying to take it in little steps. Learning to make bread, preserving food, growing more of my own food, and getting to know others who do the same near me. And as silly as it sounds, one of the latest things I've been thinking about are the small pleasures. In the face of the unknown and inevitable systemic collapse, small pleasures become even more important. After all, it's not really worth living in a world if you're just surviving. I want to be thriving and enjoying something, no matter how small. For me, that's coffee. Sure, I may be fighting off roving bands of Proud Boys or dealing with a failing, unreliable power grid, but it seems like the end of the world could all be just a bit more tolerable with a good cup of coffee. It's one of the items I'm willing to source from afar, despite it having no place in the Midwest, making the best ethical and sustainable choices I can from a distance. When the supply chain crumbles in earnest, I will be gathering pounds and pounds of coffee, hoarding it away to enjoy and share. And yes, I've heard of dandelion coffee, but that will only come when times are truly hopeless. When the electricity goes out, whether because of a failing power grid or just a downed line that takes way too long to get fixed out here in the country, I want to be confident that I can brew a cup of coffee to sustain me through the hard times. So, my experiment in coffee making proficiency was born. And in the comments, I would love to hear about your small pleasures. What are you taking with you into the uncertain future, and what remains a critical want that isn't necessarily a need as we face down the end of the world as we know it?